Hey guys, it's Cassidy, and today I'm going to talk about how I feel like social media and cell phones have taken over my generation. Nowadays, you cannot find somebody in their teens, early 20s, late 20s, around that time, on their cell phone, on Facebook, Twitter, social media, anything to do with technology. Our generation is so heavily influenced and reliant on technology, it is insane. I believe that there are so many cons to this, like, for example, the lack of face-to-face personal interaction. There is none of that anymore for the most part. People are either texting each other or tweeting each other rather than actually hanging out with one another. Or when they do hang out with one another, they're still just glued to their phones. So what's the point of even hanging out if you're just going to be sucked into your cell phone screen? Also, last quarter, I read a few papers about how social media usage and things like that have been linked to a few psychological disorders. This disorder called social media anxiety disorder. It is just about how social media influence someone's life so much that they have increased anxiety and sometimes depression over their acceptance on social media, being how many friends they have, how many likes their pictures get, things like that, which is just crazy to me because your self-worth should not be determined by how many likes your Instagram picture gets or how many people share your post on Facebook or things like that. It bothers me. Also, texting and driving is a huge issue that needs to be stopped or greatly decreased, because you cannot drive past somebody unless they're 90 years old or at a red light on their cell phone, texting, tweeting, checking their Facebook, things like that. It's dangerous. It causes car accidents, and it's just crazy that people can't go without checking their phones for 10 minutes or so just to check their Facebook feed or things like that. It's crazy. But although I've only named cons about technology use and social media, there are a few pros. Like, I use my Facebook primarily just to keep in touch with my family, let them know that I'm still alive, and I post pictures because most of my family lives all around the country, so we don't get to see each other as often. So we use Facebook as a way to keep in touch. And also, like I said earlier, your self-confidence can really be hurt by social media, but it also could be boosted a lot. For example, if you were one of the ones who did have 50 million followers on Instagram, I'm sure you would feel pretty great about yourself. Or if your picture did get 1 million likes, you would feel pretty great, which is also good. It can boost someone's self-confidence and self-esteem, make them feel almost wanted. But in conclusion, it really doesn't have as many benefits, or the benefits do not outweigh the cons, in my opinion. I think that social media usage should be decreased drastically. I think that we should go back to more personal interaction with one another and communication. Like, when we go to dinner, we actually need to speak to each other face to face rather than checking Twitter every 5 minutes or Facebook or taking Snapchats, whatever it is. There's no point in even going anywhere if you're just going to be glued to your phone the whole time. I really think that personal interaction shapes people and their personalities into the way that they act for the rest of their lives. But that's just my opinion. Thank you for listening.